Hi, welcome back to a new video. Charlie's asked me to do a video explaining a little bit about different types of foils. So she has sent me a few, and just to show you guys how to apply them and various issues in case you have any issues with them. And yeah, let's get on with it. First of all, I'm just waiting for one of my nail tips in the lamp. I'm going to show you, because one of the most common questions that she has is that the foil hasn't transferred, and some people do actually not realise that the foil, which I've just pulled a little piece off, or one of them, the foil can only be put on one way. Now when you look at various foils, which I'll show you in a minute, you will see one side is very shiny and you can see the pattern perfectly, and if you turn it over you will notice that it's quite dull on the other side. So always keep your pattern upwards, or if you've got this one, which is one of Charlie's, which is hot pink, so you'll have a nice shiny side with the colour, and then on the other side you will have it's quite dull. These type of foils with the colours on, like these, not those ones, I only do it with these. I usually give the back a wipe off with some isopropyl alcohol before I apply them, only because sometimes they come with like a coating on the back to stop them from sticking to the other side. And that's the other thing I was going to say as well while I'm talking about it, is however you store your foils, obviously Charlie sends hers on little cardboard posts, so they're really easy to keep, and they don't get creased, which is a bonus. But I have got some of mine wrapped around a piece of the packaging that it came in from Charlie's. Make sure you always roll them so that your backing is rolling onto the shiny side, because if you do it the other way round you won't have any foil left. It will stick to each other, unfortunately. So yeah, make sure you do that. As I say, I've just pulled a piece off this roll, so we're going to have a little play with this one, which is lovely. I'll show you the bigger piece of it. So this is called Red Velvet. It's got an absolutely gorgeous, almost like a grey background to it, a grey stripe, and then it's got those lovely pinky red flowers on. So let me just roll that back up. And then the other one we've got to play with is called Love Story. So this one is a transparent backing. Once again, you will see, let's move that over there a minute, you will see like this one has got separate pictures on it. You can do the option of you know, cutting, say, those flags out on their own and putting them on. It's a little bit more fiddly doing that, but you can actually do it. And over Christmas, on some of my videos that I've done on my channel, I did actually do that. I actually like cut separate pieces out. So you can pick and choose with these ones, or you can just go for a whole nail. But the same with these, you will find that these ones have a shiny surface with a picture, and you turn them over and they will be quite dull compared to that side, and then you will see the white backing on it. So that's that type, and you roll that back up. The other ones I want to show you while I'm on here. So Charlie also does some lace effect. So this is the white one. Okay, so once again you've got a really shiny surface On the underside, it's a little bit more difficult to tell because obviously it's a lace pattern, so there's no sort of white backing on it like it's with the Love Story with the pictures. But you will still see that there is a slight dullness to it compared to the good side. And whoever you purchase from, especially Charlie, it will come rolled the right way, or it should be. Charlie always rolls hers the right way, so, which is what I've just already explained to you about rolling it on itself. So this one is one of my previous ones. I tend to put just a little piece of tape on the end just to keep it in like where it should be. So once again, you've got shiny surface. Hopefully you can see that on the white background. And then you've got a much duller side to it. And because that dull side is butting up against the shiny side, it will not stick. So that's that one. The other ones which are quite difficult, can't even see the end of the tape. Come on, where are you? I know it's there somewhere. There it is, I've just spotted it. See, this is what happens when you don't have nails yourself. It's much more difficult to... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go the easy way. Ta-da! Okay, Charlie also sells some holographic ones at certain times of the year. Ignore that piece of tape there, that's what I've just been trying to pull off. If I can pull it off and reuse it. Oh yes, I can. So, as you saw, that had a piece of sellotape on it and it didn't mark it at all. So once again, your holographic one will still have a very, very shiny holographic side. On the other side, it will feel really, really dull compared to the shiny side. It's difficult to show you on camera. It is. But you'll get the gist, if you know what I mean, when you start and look at different foils. So, right, where's the end? There. I have just popped, that's tacky, some gel polish on here, and Charlie asked me to just show you that when you're applying a piece of foil, if you get it the wrong way, it will not stick. So I'm going to put the wrong side down on this. Okay, so I have got foil glue on it. I'm not going to push it down too much because the foil glue will show you anyway. Now, when you pull it off, it will not leave that on there at all. It'll make a mess of your foil if you got it the wrong way round, but as you can see, it won't ruin your nail. So that is one of the most common things that happens, that people get the foil the wrong way around. But as you can see, it will not stick to it. It'll wreck your foil, it will, but so we get rid of that one. Right, this one I've put on some Model 1's Cherry on there, and I've just put some base coat over the top. I've used some Emily's base coat, so it's a little bit tacky, not too much. You can actually, with these gel polishes, they do leave a tacky layer, so you can actually use the tacky layer just to put a small amount of foil on. I wouldn't use a tacky layer or a base coat for a full cover nail. So I've just pulled off a little piece of this hot pink, and if you do ever have any foils in your collection what have got pieces missing, this is ideal for this. So you can scrumble it up so it's all got creases in, which then leaves a nice pretty pattern on your nail. But you can use your foil in your base coat or your tacky layer just to dab onto the surface of that nail. Now this is just into base coat, this is. So I've popped 2 coats of Model 1's Cherry on, and then I've just put some base coat over the top, popped it in the lamp for 30 seconds, and you've got an instant design on a nail. So we are going to top coat that one. That's one of the easiest things you can do with foil. Really, really easy. You can matte top coat them. They look equally as nice matte top coated. So we're going to put that one in the lamp. And while that's in there, on here, let me shut that up, otherwise I'll end up picking it up. Right, on here, I've got, the middle one's got Model 1's Cherry on again, but I've also put an Imely polish on that one, which is 040. And on this one, I've got Hope on here. Now you can get different types of glue for different types of foils. So, as I say, you can use base coat for just doing that dab effect, which that one is done now, and it's really pretty. Let me just make sure you can see that properly. Obviously you can put any colour behind that. It was only because I'd already got that colour out that I used it. Lost my train of thought. Yes, different types of glue. So, as I say, I tend to, if I'm doing that dab effect with the foil, I will just use base coat or the tacky layer. And you can still keep this piece. Yes, it looks a bit bedraggled, but there's still plenty left on there for you to pop onto another design. Different types of foil glue. Various companies make foil glue. What I tend to find is there is a type of foil glue which you can just paint on and then you leave it to dry, and it's white when you paint it on your nail, and by the time it's dried it should be clear. I think it's called Star Glue from what I can remember. I've never tried it because once I've found a foil glue that I like, I tend to stick to that one. So I've tried various foil glues, but my ultimate one, which I love now, is Macart foil glue. So we're going to put some on these 3 because we're going to pop some foil on them. But this straight on into the lamp, and I tend to put it in for about 60 seconds because you do need a decent sized lamp. Mine is, I think it's 54 watt lamp. So I think the least I've used is 48. And you have to make sure you cure it properly. If you don't cure it properly, you won't have that complete stickiness. So if you have got a low watt lamp, I would maybe do it for extra time. So we will pop some on these. You don't need a load on, just a small even amount. Make sure you go right down the sides of the nail. That part is always missed. Even I miss it sometimes. Okay, I've pulled out a piece of foil from each of those rolls. I wasn't sure which part I wanted to use on that one, so I haven't decided yet. I'm not quite sure. I'll do that one in a second. Let's go for this one then. So I'll put a grey background on this one because there's a grey background on this foil. I would suggest that if you're putting one like a foil on with a pattern on, that you try and get it as close to the background as possible colour. So obviously make sure it's the right way round first, and first of all I would just pop it straight on and press down that centre, which I usually do with my hand first of all, or my finger. Next up, I use this silicone tool. It's quite firm. You can also use a cuticle pusher, various things. You just need something fairly firm. Make sure you get right down those sides, otherwise you will not have a full cover. Don't panic if you get a little crease in it. And then keep going all the way around. I tend to put my, obviously if it's on a human, then they can push against you, or if you're doing it on your own nails, you can like brace yourself and push against me pushing down. But obviously on a tip like this, where I'm just doing it for a channel video, I've got my fingers underneath the tip, so I'm bracing against it. And as I say, go right the way down to the edges and make sure you don't miss any of those side walls at all. So as you can see, I've got a little crease at the corner there. I'm not worried. I'm just going to go straight over it with the tool. And as you can see, it's already started coming off this side. Make sure we get right down on that corner. Now, all according to preference, some people like to rip these off, some people like to take them off slowly. So, entirely your preference. I tend to like to take them off slowly, because if I have left any, I know exactly where I'm going to put it back down then. So, I tend to pull it off slow. And there we have a full cover. So we'll just pop that one there for a second. I think we'll do this one next. So I'm thinking maybe those really two little cute birds in the centre there. So I think we're going to go like so. Once again, go down the centre of the nail. Once you've got it on that centre piece, you can then start to work your way outwards. Once again, don't panic if you've got little creases in it. It's not going to be a major issue. I sometimes also do this where I hold the paper down, or the foil down I should say. Get that pattern on from the edge of there, and then I'm going to spin it round. Make sure that bird is on, and then we're going to work our way across that rose. Okay. Once again, pull it off gently, and as you can see, it's took the centre of that. And you've got a pretty rose and some birds and some flowers along the edge. Okay, last up is, that don't roll away. So we've got some hot pink. We're going to go again straight in the centre. Now the other thing you can do once you've put your nail in with the McCart foil glue on, if you're unsure if it's dry or not. I tend to just have a little tiny feel of the edge just to make sure it's tacky enough. Don't go splodge, because you'll lose all that glue with the oils on your finger. So these colours are a lot easier to put on if you're a beginner. And as I say, don't panic about any creases. Just push them down as best as you can. Get right to the edge of that nail. Let's go around that side. My glue, my McCart nail art foil glue, I bought from Amazon, if you want to know where to get it from. McCart do have their own website, but because I use Amazon Prime, it was just as quick. Now look, can you see where I've missed a bit? Right there. Okay, so we're going to pop it back down. I'm going to put my finger underneath it, or my thumb underneath it, just to brace it. And we're going to give it a good rub. Now you can, if you get a big bit what's completely missing, you can pop some more foil glue over that area. Don't be frightened to, and pop it back in the lamp, and then pop some foil over it. But don't panic about it. So that's the only trouble with foil, it tends to stick to my gloves. Okay, so you've got a nice even coverage, and as you saw, I'd missed a little bit, which was good to show you. So I popped that foil back down, which is why I don't like ripping them off. I like to take them off really carefully, have a look. If I've missed something, I can pop it straight back down, pop it straight back on there, and carry on. If you found that you have taken the foil off completely, don't panic, because these are not that one, because these are like full cover ones. If I'd have pulled that off there completely and I hadn't noticed it until I'd taken it off, you can still pop that straight back on there with another section and rub over it again. Okay, sometimes you might find it easier to do that effect if you've missed a little bit, but for me, I tend to pop it back on, rub over it with a tool again, and there, you're sorted. Now please do remember that these are not finished. You must put a top coat over them of some kind. You can get normal top coats, like normal nail polish ones, but I would suggest a gel polish top coat, which I'm going to use a Model 1's top coat. This is the most important thing, is popping a top coat on, because that transfer will not stay on there. If you're having your nails done sort of every 2 to 3 weeks, it will not stay on if you don't pop a top coat on. You can matte top coat it, you can use shiny top coat, entirely up to you. You can use, this is a no wipe top coat, you can use the top coat that you have to wipe the tacky layer off, that's not an issue. When you do top coat them, make sure you go right down those sides again, so you're sealing it all in. Okay, and not forgetting, really most importantly, that free edge as well. We are going to pop those in the lamp, then we'll have a quick look at them. Okay, that is them done, and I've put them on a file so they're a bit clearer, because when I get my hands in the background you can't see it quite as clear. So I'm sorry it's such a long video, but I really wanted to go sort of like in depth as to different types of foils that you can get from Charlie's. But as I say, you can matte top coat those as well, but that is very important to top coat. But I quite like those colours, they're really nice. Don't forget guys, if you want to place an order, this is the code for Charlie's nail art. And yeah, please do pop over and follow Charlie, and there's a support group over there where you can ask questions, etc. And there's lots of ambassadors on there, which I'm sure will answer any questions that you have. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please do by all means subscribe if you could, and give the video a thumbs up, and a share would be absolutely brilliant. And I will see you in the next one.